From hidden Titanwing dragons fans completely overlooked, to the real reason Valka could unlock Toothless's alpha mode instantly, today we're breaking down the wildest secrets in how to train your dragon. But first, if Toothless is your favorite dragon of all time, drop a black flame emoji. And if you love this franchise as much as we do, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Number 1. There are more Titanwings than you think. Did you know the Red Death and the Bewilderbeast aren't the only Titanwings in this franchise? There are actually more hidden in plain sight. For a dragon to become a Titanwing, 3 conditions have to be met. First, it needs to reach an age of several hundred years, something extremely rare since most dragons never live that long. Second, its physique and genetics have to be powerful enough to survive centuries of battle damage. Third, its body has to undergo an irreversible transformation, with harder, more vivid scales and a massively increased wingspan. So here's the theory. The Crimson Goregutter actually meets almost every single one of these conditions. On age, when the dragon riders first discover it, it's instantly drawn to the baby dragon fish legs is holding, and enjoying playtime with kids is a classic trait of the elderly. On strength, the Crimson Goregutter doesn't just show up once for the final ship battle. It appears to help multiple times, which points to serious combat experience. And on body, it's nearly the largest dragon after the Red Death itself, with a wingspan longer than an entire dragon, and unmistakable purple-red scales that look like burning sunset clouds. So, based on all of this, is the Crimson Goregutter secretly a Titanwing dragon hiding in plain sight? Number 2. Toothless is secretly a talented artist. Toothless isn't just a dragon, he's practically an artist. Beyond dancing and drawing, he's got skills nobody really talks about. First, imitation. On Burke, Toothless only saw another dragon's courtship dance once, and he later recreated it just from copying its shadow, even after forgetting most of it, recalling parts of it the moment Hiccup reminded him. In the second movie, when Hiccup starts teasing him, Toothless immediately mimics the way Hiccup talks, complete with a sarcastic tone and disdainful expression. Second, dancing with the clouds. When flying with Hiccup, Toothless adjusts his posture and speed to weave through the clouds in perfect sync, even firing plasma blasts like fireworks for effect. During his solo date with the Light Fury, he shows off his tail fin, dives through clouds, and traces a heart shape in the sky with her. And here's the detail most people miss. Toothless actually helped make his own tail fin. While Hiccup ground the pigments, Toothless thickened the paint with his own saliva and breathed fire to dry it, then admired his finished tail like a proud artist checking his work. Number 3. The Light Fury is smarter than anyone realized. Even though the Light Fury is a wild dragon, she's shockingly emotionally intelligent. You can see it in 3 key moments. First, she actually saves Toothless the first time they meet. Spotting a trap Grimmel had set in that exact spot, she warns him off with a sharp call, and if she hadn't, he could have been captured right then. Second, she reads his emotions with scary accuracy. When Toothless's courtship dance flops, he tries impressing her with his drawing instead. She accidentally steps on it, but after seeing him bare his teeth in frustration, she mirrors the gesture and afterward carefully avoids stepping on his artwork again. Third, she's the one who actually hands Toothless authority over the hidden world. She consistently flies just ahead of him, clearly guiding him through territory she already knows, with every other dragon following behind the two of them. At the summit, Toothless even turns back to check with her before stepping forward, and only moves once she gives her approval. So, have you noticed any other subtle details about her that most fans missed? Number 4. Every dragon was designed after a real animal. Did you know every dragon in the original movie was animated using real animals as reference? Budget cuts meant the animators couldn't film actual dragons, so they built each one's personality around a real creature instead. The Gronkle moves like a bulldog and flies like a bumblebee, since both technically shouldn't be able to fly with that body-to-wing ratio. The Zippleback is based on snakes and weasels, giving it that twitchy, chaotic energy. The monstrous Nightmare moves like a lion, with fire standing in for its mane. The Deadly Natter behaves like a chicken, while flaring its tail spikes like a peacock. And Toothless? Most people notice the cat and dog mannerisms once he's tamed, but before that, he moved almost exactly like a panther, cautious, silent, predatory. Number 5. Toothless's auto tail was foreshadowing his own goodbye. Here's something nobody caught the first time around. When Hiccup built the automatic tail fin, Toothless could suddenly fly without him. And that wasn't just a cool upgrade, it might have been Hiccup subconsciously preparing for a future goodbye. Here's the theory for the newest movie. When Hiccup's son eventually reunites with Toothless's offspring, Toothless might actually tear off the auto tail himself and simply wait. Because a Night Fury only bonds once in its life, the reunion wouldn't start with flying together. It would start with Toothless sitting completely still, tail on the ground, choosing to depend on someone again. That's the emotional gut punch this franchise might be building toward. If you're catching all these details, drop where you're watching from in the comments, because the next few secrets go even deeper. Number 6. Toothless's children became more powerful than him. Did you know Toothless's kids ended up stronger than he ever was? At the end of the third movie, Toothless married marries the Light Fury, and they have 3 children. But since Toothless's species had already gone extinct, his kids were actually a brand new hybrid species called Nightlights, combining traits from both parents. They inherited Toothless's insane speed, the Light Fury's ability to vanish into the sky, and the power to control both lightning and fire. On top of that, they inherited the most important trait of all, alpha power, meaning they were born to rule over every dragon. According to dragons, the 9 realms said 1,000 years later in the same universe, Toothless's descendants ruled dragonkind for centuries, with the largest of them eventually passing the alpha title down to a dragon named Thunder before dying. So even though Toothless's own species disappeared forever, he managed to start a bloodline that ruled for 1,000 years. Number 7. Why could Valka unlock Toothless's alpha mode instantly? Here's a mystery most fans never questioned. The moment Valka meets Toothless, she immediately knows he's the same age as Hiccup, and with one single gesture, she activates his alpha form, an ability even Hiccup, the person who tamed him, never knew existed. So how did she know? First, after Cloudjumper took her away, Valka spent over 20 years living among dragons, learning their languages and behaviors in incredible depth. She even tells Hiccup that Toothless isn't the only Night Fury left, hinting there may still be others hidden somewhere in the hidden world. That experience alone could explain her knowledge. Second, a dragon's hidden abilities can only unlock when it's completely relaxed and trusting. When they first meet, Valka lets Toothless smell her scent, calming him almost instantly, then earns his trust through feeding and gentle bonding. And only then is she able to unlock his alpha form. Hiccup, despite years of trust with Toothless, simply never had Valka's specialized knowledge of dragon species, which is exactly why he never even knew this ability existed. Number 8. Was Cloudjumper Toothless's first crush before the Light Fury? What if the Light Fury wasn't actually Toothless's first crush? Everyone remembers him showing off for her in the hidden world, but what if he'd already done this exact thing years earlier? In the second movie, when Toothless meets Cloudjumper, he starts showing off in strangely familiar ways, even scratching drawings into the snow to get his attention, almost identical to the sand drawing he later uses to win over the Light Fury. And whenever Hiccup pulls off flashy solo flying near Cloudjumper, Toothless suddenly seems way more eager to show off too, mirroring the exact stunts he later performs to impress the Light Fury. Coincidence? Or was Cloudjumper Toothless's very first dragon crush long before he ever met the Light Fury? What's your verdict? Number 9. Hiccup and Toothless's theme songs tell a secret story. Did you notice this detail about the music in How to Train Your Dragon? Hiccup's theme plays while he's introducing us to Burke and his miserable life there.
My village.
Toothless's theme plays separately right after Hiccup frees him from the net. For a while, the two themes never overlap, but during Toothless and Hiccup's very first flight together, both theme songs start playing at the exact same time. That's not a coincidence. It's the score itself telling you the exact moment these two finally become one. Number 10. Why can't minions be killed? Here's something wild that has nothing to do with dragons, but you need to see it anyway. In the Despicable Me and Minions movies, these tiny yellow creatures have survived injuries that should have ended them instantly. They get flattened, stretched out, and dropped from insane heights, only to bounce a few times like jelly and walk away completely fine. They've been hit by rockets, crushed by heavy machinery, shocked with electricity, and burned by lava, at most turning black before shaking off the smoke and returning to normal. Even crazier, they can survive in the vacuum of outer space, with no oxygen and freezing temperatures, and still come out perfectly okay. So why does none of this kill them? Because despite looking like walking bananas, minions are biologically far beyond human understanding. They're evolved single-celled organisms descended from mutated single-celled life forms hundreds of millions of years old, which means they never developed complex organs or bones like humans did. On top of that, they have unlimited cell regeneration, with bodies that behave more like dense rubber or jelly than actual flesh. So the real question is there anything that could actually kill a minion? And that's it. Which one of these secrets did you never notice before? Let me know in the comments. If you want part 2, hit that like button and make sure you're subscribed, because there's still more hidden inside these franchises.